Hello guys, so welcome back once again. So in our previous part we completed all of this menu bar part, and according to this image now we need to move to complete this thing. Okay, so for doing this, what we need to do, we need to create another container, because all of these three data inside a container. Then we need to add another row, because this one is a row, this one is another row, and this one is another row item. And inside each and every row we need to add a column, because this item and this item and this item is simultaneously a column. Okay, so let's get started. So this one is our first container. So what I can do, so I think I can minimize it now. So this thing and minimize it, and actually it's not our main container, it's the second container where we added our data. So this one is our first container, so we can minimize it. And in here, first of all, we need to add a size box so that we can get a space means this space between this menu bar to this data. Okay, so that we can get this space. So I need to add, you can say, new size box, and new size box is going to be, you can say, height is going to be 7.0. it will be good. And after that we need to use our new container. So new container, and inside this container, first of all, we need to add the margin is going to be as inside all, and add margin 10. I am adding 10 margin 10 for each and every container, so that we can get the same space from all of this side, top, left, and right. Okay, if we look in the menu bar, then we will see the space we getting, that is just because of the for margin 10 that we gave for the first container. Okay, so inside this container, so we need to add 10.0 actually. So inside this container, now we need to define the height of our container. So I would like to choose height, let's say, for 100.0, and for white we need to choose media query of white, because we need the space for the whole size. So media query dot of, so media query dot of, that is the context dot size dot white. Okay, so this is our container and our height white. And now for the checking, if I add a color, let's see how we can getting to see, and color is going to be this colors dot, I can say, green color. So for adding a color, we need to use this color dot green. Now if I save it and if I refresh it here, hopefully we'll be able to see. Here we go. So in here we can see our this background color. So we are not gonna use this background color, because we need the same design. We need background color for each and every other item. Okay, so that is what we want to go. So I will remove these things, and now in here we need to add a child, and this child will contain a row. Okay, so row is going to be in this row, and row has children of widget, and inside the children of widget we need to divide the row into three parts. So for dividing the row into three parts, there is a property called expanded. That is the best solution. Okay, so that will be the best solution. So I would like to choose this new expanded. So what does this expanded do? Expanded actually divide a row or column into sequential way. So it contain a flex. So that is the there is the amount of how much we want to give for each and every data. So let's say this one is 1, this one is 1, and this one is 2. If I select for each and every row item 1, then it will automatically take the perfect size, actually take the perfect size for each and every browser item or whatever. Okay, so flex 1, and we need to add here the child, and the child is going to be new container. Okay, and inside this container we need to use this height and the background color. Okay, and then we will add a column here. So expanded child, first of all we need to add color, and and first define the height, because this is the important. So this one height is 400, so I would like to choose it 390.0. okay, and we don't need to white here because we are using here flex, so it will automatically select the white. Okay, now after that we need to choose the color, and the color is going to be, you can say, color is going to be colors dot green accent in light blue. What is color it is? I think we can choose the deep orange color, not deep orange. I think indigo is the best color for now, so indigo color. And in here now we need to add our child, and this child is going to be a column of widget, and column is going to be this column, and column has children of widget, that is these children of widget. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier that whenever we are working with column and show, we must need to implement the children of widget, and inside this column we need to add these three data. One is image, one is this text, and one is this text. You can add any more item or text, whatever you want, it's up to you actually. Okay, so now we need to import our images here, and in here we need to first of all we need to import some images inside our project. So for adding a image inside a web project is quite different compared to the Flutter mobile application development. So for this, in here you will see an option called web. So in here you need to create a new folder, not new file. So select this wave, and in here create a new folder, and this folder you must need to select it assets folder, and remember that make sure that you are writing the same spelling, so assets. Now hit the enter, and inside this asset folder we need to add all of our images. So select the asset and go to your image directory, your image folder, and in here I have some images to work on this project, so I will select some images here and then I will paste it. So in here inside this asset I need to paste all of these images. See, now you can see the 4 images under this asset folder. If I remove it, cut it, and here you can see the images. Okay, so it's very easy. You will see the web folder here, and inside this web folder create another folder using this icon, and inside this folder just paste your images, whatever you want to add. Okay, now in here we need to add our images. Okay, so for adding images, so try to use a container so that we can design the images very easily. So new container, and this container will contain the first column item, that is the image item. Okay, so inside this container, and we need to select the height, and we can say height 100.0, and select the white as well as 100.0. And now in here we need to add a child that is going to be the image. So new image, and this image contain image keyword, and in here we need to add our asset image, because we will get the images from the asset. So asset name is going to be, and in here this asset image will automatically track the assets file, so we don't need to add this asset file, we just need to add the image name. So we can say it here e.jpg. now if I save it, and if I do hot reload in here, so here we go. In here we can see our images are here. Okay, but right now we can see the color in the full screen just because of we have only one expanded item, that is this item. Okay, once we will add another item, then the space will collapse. Okay, and the thing is that, and after this container, so in here, so we can add the border radius for our image. So adding a border radius, we need to select the border radius. We need to select a decoration, and decoration contain a box decoration, and this is going to be new box decoration, and this box decoration contain border radius property. So border radius, so this box decoration contain this border area. So border radius is going to be, this border radius is going to be new border radius, dot circular, and in here we need to add the radius. You can say the 15.0 or whatever you want. So I would like to choose the 15 point. Let's see how it look like now. And if I reload it, now see, we can see the gradient. The thing is that, but still we can't see it correctly, and the reason is that in here we did not define the height and width for our image. So up inside this image directory we need to add this height and width for our image. So I can say the height is going to be, actually I can choose 150, and in here I can also increase the height of this container is 150. It might be good. So 150 and 150 and 150, and white is going to be 150.0. okay, and in here what we can do, and in here we need to add another property that is fit, and is going to be box fit dot cover. So this is the important thing, that once we will select this fit box fit dot cover, the image will give us the exactly the same size. Okay, otherwise it will not give us. So as you can see, the image is not good looking. Now if I reload this now, and it might be good now. See, we can see the big image, but we can't see the border radius here. What is the reason behind this? So the reason is that I think we need to remove this height, and if I save it here and if I run it, okay, still it's not working. So why it's not working? And the thing is that, so we divided the height, and inside this image we can't see the box decoration, and the reason is that in here we did a mistake. We can follow the other rule. Since we are using this box decoration inside this border radius using inside the box decoration, so we must need to add our images inside this decoration. So there is a child we need to use, and we need to use this image property, and in here we need to use this decoration image. So inside this decoration image we need to select this image property. Okay, then it will work. Okay, so we need to add the clone here, and so what we can do, we can simply we don't need to use this child here. We can simply, okay, let's remove this thing. We will do it again. So this is our container, and in here we need to use our asset image. So this is going to be our asset image. So inside this asset image we need to add our image name, that is e.jpg, and then we need to add the height, okay, then we need to use the fit is going to be box fit dot cover. So box fit dot cover, okay, and now if I save this, and so since we are not using here any height and width, so we need to define the height and width inside this container. So add height is going to be 150.0 and width is going to be 150.0. now do save, and actually we need to run it. So debug, and now run it. Hopefully this time we will be able to see it. So let me explain it what I did here, what we need to do. So just create a container, and inside this container we need to define the height and width, then we need to add the decoration. So there are a lot of options to add the decoration or box border radius inside the image. So since we are using this decoration, so it quite tricky actually. So we need to use the decoration, and inside the decoration you need to use this box decoration, then need to use the border radius, and this box decoration contain a property that is called image. So this image contain a decoration image, and inside this image we need to use this image directory. Now here we go, and here we can see the border radius is happening, and now if we add some margin for this container, let's say margin is going to be as inset all, and it's going to be say 10.0, and now save and run it. And here we can see this border radius, we can see this border radius. Okay, but the thing is that it's not rounded properly. I think, can I do it 90 degree 0.0, not 90, 90.0. If I save it and if I run it, and in the time we will be able to see this way. So I don't think we need to use this 90 degree 90 points, so we can simply add it 25.0 and save it and do reload, and see it quite good. So this is our image, and so this one is our first column item, column data according to this image. So this image, then we need to add our two text, that means another two column item. So this one is our first column item inside this column. So first of all we need to add a white, so new size box, so new sized box, and it's going to be height is going to be 10.0, and after that we need to use another container, so new container, and add margin is going to be as insert all 10.0, and now we need to add the child, and the child is gonna that text, and we can say this what text we're using the dummy text. You can see Lauren if some dollar, so Lauren if some dollar, and we must need to add the style of our child because we need to change the font size and the text. Okay, so this is the thing, we inside this text we need to add the what error we are getting here. Okay, so we are already inside this brace, so we don't need to add another one. So now we can add the style, and style is going to be text style, and this text style is contain the color is going to be colors.white, and the font size is going to be 20.0. so now save and then run it. Now if we run it, now we can see this Lauren if some dollar sign, and we need to add another text according to this image. Okay, so what we can do, so simply we need to add a size box, so new size box, new sized box, and add the height, and height is going to be, I can say 5.0, and after this height we need to add another container for the second item, so new container, and add margin is going to be as insert all on 10.0, then child is going to be the text, new text, and in here we need to add this text, and the text is it is a long established fact, and we can say it is a established fact. Okay, so now in here we need to add another style, so this one is our text, so we need to add the style is going to be text style, and this text style will contain a font size. So this for this item I think we need to choose 16.0 because we need the less font size, and the color is going to be the same, and the color is white, colors.white. Now save, and if I hit this button, and here we can see the the text. Actually we are getting more space, so I think we don't need to use margin as inset all 10. We think we can use the only property, so that we can define from which side we need to add the margin. So for now we need to margin from only from left, so left and clone. Okay, now it might be work. So we can see this size. Okay, alright, but the font size and the font quality is not same because we are getting the margin from all of these things. Okay, I think we can solve it later. So we are done with this part. So now okay, let me explain it again what we did here. So we created a container, and this container contain a row, and this is the row of data, and in here we need to add multiple items. So let's say 3 items. So I divided it into using the expand, and the flex one is contain the white. So now we added a container and then defined the height and the color, and after that I added a column, and the reason is that these data are adding in a column. So this one and this one. Okay, so we need to use here column. So the first container contain this image. So for adding image we need to define the height, width and margin, and then we are using the decoration for border radius circular, then image, aside image, and box with cover, then size box for the space, and second container for the second text, and the third container for the third text. Okay, so now we need to use the same things twice. Okay, so this is our first expanded here. So from here we need to copy this expanded here. So this is the expanded. Okay, so need to copy this expanded, and after this expanded need to paste it one more time. So paste it here and do save, and if I do reload here, hopefully we'll be able to see 2 images here. Here we can see the 2 images, but right now we cannot see any changes. The reason is that I didn't change the color. So for changing the color, so this one is our second expanded, and before this second expanded I think we need to add a size box to create the space. So new size box. So new size box is going to be wide is going to be 10.0. okay, so 10.0, and in here we need to change the color to purple color, then save. And if I reload these things, hopefully we will be able to see this thing. So here we can see the item. See, right now we added the 2 row item. So we selected the flex 1 and 1. That's why we are getting the accurate size. You are getting the, and if I reload this thing, if I add this thing, then still we will be able to see it responsive. The reason is that we are using this flex. So hope you understand that what does this expanded and the flex do. Okay, and after this expanded, if I added another expanded, let's say this one, this another expanded, and also add a size box here. So we can copy the size box from here, and then I can paste it here, and after this size box, and change the color to, I think I can choose the brown color, and do save and do reload. And here we can see now this 3 item is the similar item, the size is similar. See, the white is similar, but we didn't mention the white, and just because of this expanded and flex we are getting this thing. So let's say you want to add this one higher, I mean white is much bigger compared to, then just select 2, then flex 2, and then reload it, and in here you will be see this one is quite bigger compared to this 2 one. So this is how this expanded and flex works. So for now we need the one thing. Okay, so now another thing is that we need to solve, and this is, now if I reload this, and in here we can see all of the column that are started in the middle, so we need to start it from the left side. So inside this column, since all of the data are inside this column, then we need to use this property. We can say cross axis alignment dot start, so that our data can start from the left side. And if I save it and if I reload it here, and now we can see the text is started from the left side. Okay, I think we don't need to add it left side. I think at the middle is good enough, so just remove it, just leave it. Or I can use the center so that it can get the perfect place. So save it and do hot reload, and see it's in center. And for this too, I think you can simply copy it and paste it this column as well as this column, and for this expanded and this column, and do save. And if I do hot reload, now in here we can see we are almost done. Okay, so this is what we done in this part. So we forget to do one thing, just change the images. Okay, we have many images in our file, so go to this file and see E and G. So this one is our first and this one is our second, so I can say then G and then the A's, and save and do the hot reload. Hopefully we'll be able to see the difference. See, we can see the different image. Okay, it's quite good. All right, so now I think that's it for this part. We will continue it from our next part. Thank you.